Okay, welcome back everyone. As you can see, we're almost done with this project. We're over halfway done. So let's start with number 71 and yeah, okay. So we need to update your iterator statement in the for loop to use addition assignment. Before I get started, I just want to say I'm trying to up my hours with coding, but I'm doing it gradually. So I'm aiming for at least 30 minutes, but anything more than that would be great. Daily, and then someday, hopefully, I'll start doing an hour or more, and then 2 hours maybe, just depending on my knowledge. And at some point, we're gonna stop with this free code camp and we're gonna start doing our own projects and learning from them. So, yeah. So, update your iterator statement in the for loop to use addition assignment. Okay, so I guess we're supposed to do it like that, like either this or this, maybe. Oh, okay, so we're already doing it like this, so we want to make it plus equals 1. So plus equals 1. Hooray. Okay. Replace your addition assignment with the increment operator for your loop iteration. So this is the iterator, this is the iteration, and this is the condition. So replace your addition assignment with the increment operator for your... Oh, my bad. This is the condition, yes, and this is the iteration assignment. So we want to make it I++. Okay, so that works just like adding 1, I++ just increments it by 1 each time. So update your iterator to start at 1 instead of 0. So this is the iterator. This is... I don't really know the names for them, but I just know that this is what it starts with, and this is what it increments with, and this is the condition. So we want to start by 1. Great. Okay, so as you can see, it looks a bit funny because we're starting at 1 and we don't want to be starting at 1. So we need to change this to be just I think. Yeah, there we go. This way it's just I, and then from here it increments by 1. So here it starts at 1, and then here it increments by 1, so it becomes 2, and then we push 2 with the count, and and so on. Okay. Unfortunately, the bottom has disappeared. This is because you have created another off by 1 error. The original loop went for values from 0 to 7, but now it's going from 1 to 7. So, okay. Your loop needs to be updated to run when I is 8.2, so less than or equal to. I guess we just gotta do that. So less than or equal to. Oh, I didn't read the full thing. Or I did, it's just that oops, I did it the other way around. Okay. There we go. Okay, in JavaScript you can use // double forward slashes to leave a single line comment in your code. Add a single line comment above your function to remind yourself to change the code to a different kind of loop. Comment, let's just do that. We don't need to yap too much. Okay, and forward slash with an asterisk is for multi-line comment. So you open it like this and you close it like this. So including the body into a line. Okay, so we want to turn this into a for loop. So this forward slash asterisk and then asterisk forward slash. If you don't do the closing thing, then the whole rest of your code will be a comment. It'll just start from here and then go all the way down to the end. So yeah, okay. Before you create your new loop, you need to learn about if statements. An if statement allows you to run a block of code only when the condition is met, and it uses the following syntax. Create an if statement with the boolean true as the condition in the body, print the string condition is true. So if, and then we open it like so, and console.log condition is true, and here we just make it true, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you'll see the string printed in the console because true is in fact true. Change it to false. Okay, so false. Now it's not gonna print. Great. Okay, try changing the condition to the string false. Okay, so now we make it a string. Okay, the text has appeared again. This is because false with quotes is a string, which when evaluated to a boolean becomes true. This means false is a truthy value. Okay, a truthy value is a value that is considered true when evaluated as a boolean. Okay, most of the values you encounter in JavaScript will be truthy. So if you want it to be false, do not use the quotes. So yeah, okay. A falsy value is the opposite. A value considered false when evaluated as a boolean. JavaScript has defined of, okay, so these are the falsy values: false, 0, empty string, null, undefined, and not a number. Try changing your if condition to an empty string, which is a falsy value. So there we go. Okay, the text is gone again because it's false. Okay, here is a syntax for an else if statement. So we're going to be using else if now, not just if. So if the condition is false, JavaScript will check the next condition in the chain. This is how else if statements work. If the second condition is false, then it'll keep checking the third condition, and so on. Below your if statement, add an else if statement that checks if value is less than 5. Okay, and if it's less than 5, then we log this to the console. Okay, great. So let me just copy this. Okay, that checks if 5 is less than, okay, so 5 less than 10. Okay, great, we're on a roll. Okay, add an else block to the else if block inside the else block. Oh, that's a lot of words. Log the string, this is the else block, to the console. To see the results in the console, you can manually change the sign, the less than sign in the else if statement to the greater than sign. That will make the condition false and the else block will run. Okay, so add an else block to the else if block. Okay, so after the else if block, we add the else block, which is here, else, and then this, and then console.log. This is the else block. There we go. Okay, now that you have practiced with if, else statements, you can remove them from your code. Once you completed that, use let to declare a continue loop variable and assign it to the boolean false. Then use let to declare a done variable and assign it to the value 0. Okay, use let to declare a continue loop variable. Let continue loop, assign it to false, and let done equal 0. There we go. Okay. A while loop will run over and over again until the condition specified is no longer true and has this syntax. Use the syntax to declare a while loop with the continue loop as the condition. The body should be empty. Okay. So let's just copy this, change this to this, and this should be empty. There we go. Right now, if you change the continue loop to be true, your while loop will run forever. This is called an infinite loop, and you should be careful to avoid these. An infinite loop can lock up your system, requiring a full restart to escape. To avoid this, start by using the increment operator to increase the value of the done operator inside your loop. Done plus plus. Okay. Below done plus plus inside your loop, add an if statement. The statement should check if done is equal to count using the equality operator. Okay. So if, and this is the syntax, done equal count, and that's it. Do we add anything in the body? No. Okay, I guess not. The strict equality operator, which is triple equal signs, is used to check if two values are equal and share the same type. As a general rule, this is the equality operator you should always use with the strict equality operator. So this is a string, this is an integer, so it's false. They're equal to each other, yes, but they're not the same data type, so it is false because it's the strict one. So okay, because while they might have the same value of 0, they are not the same type. Update your done equal count condition to check. Okay. When done has reached the value of count, we want the loop to stop executing. Inside your if body, assign the boolean false to your continue loop variable. Inside your if body, assign the boolean value false to your continue loop variable. Okay, so in here we want to continue loop equals false. So this will stop it from being true, and therefore the loop will terminate. Okay. To make your pyramid generate again, push the result of calling pad row with done and count as arguments to your pad row array, to your rows array, similar to what you did in the first loop. Okay, so push the result of calling pad row to your rows array. So rows dot push, and then we say pad row. I hope I get this right first try. And we say done count. Oh, there we go. Boom shakalaka. Okay. Update your while loop condition to check if if done is not equal to count. So this is the not equal to operator. So update your while loop. So here's our while loop, and we want to update the loop condition to check if done is not equal to the count. So done not equal to count should be correct. There we go. Okay, since you have moved the comparison into the while condition, you can remove your entire if statement, which is right here. because if done equals the count, and then the continue loop will be false. So while it is not equal to count, we are going to keep doing this. So we don't need this anymore, like it said. Okay, your loop is no longer relying on the continue loop variable. This makes the variable an unused declaration. Generally, you want to avoid unused declarations to prevent future confusion. Remove your continue variable. Okay, your pyramid generator is still working. However, it could be possible to end up with an infinite loop again because you are only checking if done is not equal to count. Done is not equal to count. So if it is, then yeah, if done were to be larger than count, your loop would go on forever. Update your loop's condition to check if done is less than or equal to count. Your loop's condition to check if done is less than or equal to count. Okay. Arrays have a special length property that allows you to see how many values or elements are in the array. You can access it with this. Note that rows.length in the pad row call would give an off by 1 error because done is incremented before the call. Update your condition to check if rows.length is less than count. Rows.length is less than count. Okay, replace the done reference in your pad row call with rows.length plus 1. Okay, so rows.length plus 1. Wait, what? You should pass rows.length plus 1 as the first argument in your pad row call. Oh, in your pad row call, sorry. I mixed up some things, sorry. Okay, now you no longer need your done variable. Remove the increment operation from your loop and the variable declaration for done. So we don't need this, and we don't need this. That's a very clean and functional loop. Nice work, but there's more to explore. Use a multi-line comment to comment out your for loop, or while loop, sorry. So, this, and then, there we go. Okay. What if you made your pyramid upside down or inverted? Time to try it out. Start by creating a new for loop. Declare your iterator I and assign it to the value of count. Then use boolean false for your condition and iteration statements. Okay, so for, and I guess it should be empty for now. Okay. I equals to count, and this should be false for my condition, and here is false, I think. Okay, I'm using false as the condition. I don't understand. your for loop should use false as the condition. This is the condition and it's false. Do I need to surround it by... No. Maybe quotes? No. I don't understand. Start by creating a new for loop. Declare your iterator I and assign it to the value of count. So that's what we did here. Then use the boolean false for your condition and iteration statements. Yeah, this is weird. I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, I'm not using a semicolon. Oh my god. Of course. Of course. Of course. Okay, whatever. I'm sure you guys were screaming at me about that, but I'm sorry. Okay, because you are going to loop in the opposite direction, your loop needs to run while I is greater than 0. You can use the greater than operator for this. Set your loop's condition to run when I is greater than 0. I is greater than 0. Okay, like you did earlier with I equals I plus 1, update your iteration statement to give I the value of subtracting 1 from itself. So I equals to I minus 1. And then it's going to probably tell us to do I minus minus soon, but okay. Again, push the result of calling padrow with your I and count your variables, and count variables to your rows array. Push the result, okay. So rows dot push pad row, and with the pad row we want to put in these arguments, which is count I and count. Okay, and it's doing it, I guess. Just like addition, you can do this. So plus equals, we can just change it to, or sorry, minus equals. Okay. And then, like I said, you can just change it to I plus plus, or I minus minus. Oh, replace your... There we go, sorry. Okay, use a multi-line comment to... Okay, so... You can actually build the inverted pyramid without needing to loop backwards like you did. To do this, you'll need to learn a couple new array methods. Start by using const to declare a numbers variable. So const numbers, and this needs to be assigned. Assign it to an array with the following elements: 1, 2, 3, then log the numbers array. So this is an array. No, that's not an array. This is an array. 1, 2, 3. and console dot log numbers. And I forgot the semicolon, but we don't need to worry about that. Okay. The unshift method of an array allows you to add a value to the beginning of the array. Unlike push, which adds it at the end, unshift returns the new length of the value, the new length of the array it was called on. Okay. Use const to declare unshifted variable. Okay, so const unshifted and assign it to the result of calling unshift on your numbers array. So numbers dot unshift pass 5 as the argument, then print your unshifted variable. Cool. Okay. The numbers array would be 2, 3. So if you shift, it goes to the right. So it just completely forgets about this and then shifts to the right and gives you these two. Okay. Directly below your numbers array, declare a shifted variable and assign it the result of calling .shift on your numbers array. On the next line, log the shifted variable to the console. So let shifted equal numbers dot shift okay console dot log Now that you've tried these methods, you can do another inverted pyramid approach, but first you need to clean up your experimentation, remove your numbers array, and okay, the method, okay, so all of it, I guess. Sometimes you may wish to bring back previous code that was commented out, so you can do this by removing this uncomment only your first for loop, and okay. Okay, your pyramid is no longer inverted. This is because you are adding new rows to the end of the array. Update your loop body to add new rows to the beginning of the array. Add your loop body to add new rows to the beginning of the array. I'm not really sure how to do that. I don't understand here. You should use the unshift method of rows. Oh, there we go. We just replaced that. Okay. Start by declaring an inverted variable and assigning it the value true. You are not changing this variable in your code, but you will need to use let so our tests can modify it later. Start by declaring an inverted variable Okay, assign it to the value of true. Okay. It needs to be let instead of const because we're changing it later. Use an if statement to check if inverted is true. Remember that you do not need to use the inequality operator here. Okay, now move your unshift block into your if block, or unshift call into your if block. So we move that here, and we don't need this anymore. There we go. Add an else block to your if block. When inverted is false, you want to build a standard pyramid. Use push like you have in the previous steps to achieve this. Rows dot push pad row. Okay, great. Remove all comments, both single and multi-line comments. So remove this and remove this. Wait, do I need to remove this? Let me check. Yeah. Why isn't it working? We're on the last step and it's not working. That's unfortunate. Oh, okay, there we go, there we go. Nice work. Experiment with different values for your character count and inverted variables. When you're ready to move on to your next project, set character to this, count to this, and invert it to false. Congratulations on finishing your first JavaScript project. Okay, so character to exclamation mark, count to 10, and inverted to false. Okay, so when inverted is true, it's an upside down pyramid. When inverted is false, then it's a normal pyramid. And just like that, we are done. And I just want to say this was a great project and I learned a lot. It's just that I'm not really comfortable with, you know, being told exactly what to do, when to do it, and stuff like that. You know, I like to program my programs the way I, you know, in the order that I want. You know, this is just, I feel like it's weird to learn when you kind of don't expect what's coming next. So I might take a little break from Free Code Camp and start doing my own projects. Maybe I'll come back to this later, who knows, but for now, we'll see where the next video takes us. We'll see what I decide before that time comes. But without further ado, please like and subscribe and have a great rest of your day.